Hey Angie, how are you? How you doing, Angie? Thank you for stopping in. What's up? You're awesome. That's good. Saturday morning for you? Oh my gosh, that's awesome, Angie. That's really cool that you are involved in your nephew's events. That's really cool. Probably won't be a lot going on unless there's people in here that are going to talk and speak up. I don't know where she's at. Usually she's the one that instigates conversation. I am terrible at this. I don't even know why I do it. I think I'm going to stop after today and probably just produce videos. Angie, I don't know. Ollie! Ollie! If you'll forgive me, I'll be right back. Well, that won't be the last time I wasn't able to catch Ollie from barking. So when he starts again, I'll have to try again. But anyway, Angie, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I've never been good at this. So I'm going to probably try to do videos each Saturday, but to go live, there's not much I can do because I'm just not good at this. I don't have the gift of gab. I don't have, oh my gosh, let's talk about this. I'll talk about anything someone brings to me, but I just don't have the foresight to bring something to YouTube itself, like a passion of mine or whatever, you know? Yeah, see, I don't either. It's a tough deal to do. Um, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's tough. That's all. So I'm probably just going to try to do this for about 30 minutes. You did go on a date. Awesome. You want to tell me about your date, or are you busy? But if you're busy watching your kids' fishing event, we can definitely talk about it another time. That's really awesome that you went on. Aw, it was awful. Oh my gosh. He was wearing an I Love Satan t shirt. That's not a very good start to a debate. I mean, a debate. It's not a very good start to a date if you want to impress somebody. That's for damn sure. Oh my God. Yeah, that's terrible. Did you excuse yourself from the date? How long was the date for? Did you eat quickly? If it was a dinner date, if it was a dinner together, or 32 years old trying to make it into the business. Man, if he hasn't made it into the business by 32, it's got to be tough to keep trying. I wouldn't. Not a business, not a musician. I wouldn't. I'd be like, okay, my time is gone if I hadn't made it by then. But that's just me, you know. So you so it was a coffee place. Did you say that? Oh yeah, you did say that. I'm sorry. Uh duh. Coffee shop. So so did it last a half hour, 20 minutes? And you're like, I'm not calling you again. I hear you. I mean, I haven't dated in over 10 years. Um, online or offline. I do get lonely sometimes. So I wonder if I should dip my feet, so to speak, in the online space. But it's a scary situation that I don't even know where to begin how to date someone online, like I said, it's been 10 years, 10 plus years. Yeah, getting lonely sucks. So is he at least around your age, Angie? Okay, so you're still young, and I'm 48. I'm terribly old. Ugh. Well, at least if you are, I mean, I get the lonely part because it sucks terribly, but if you can find a way to be happy without being alone or without while being alone, that's a good thing. I have not, but I think it's great that if you can surround yourself with family, like you did, like you are right now with your nephew. I think that's pretty awesome, Angie. I don't have that luxury. I have church, but I only see them once every week. And once every week is awesome. But even then, I sit alone at church. So I set myself up for a failure quite a bit for many years now. I have to try to break that. So, not to say that my situation's worse or better, but I'm glad that you had surround yourself with people that you can, like your nephew. That's pretty awesome. I'm not old, and I know I have it. If I stay healthy, I'm probably going to be good for another 30 plus, or what is it, 50, 60, 70, 80, about 30 plus years. So, I mean, I'm not, I've lived half my life. You're not there. So that's good. Well, I appreciate that, Angie. And you're right. The only way I'm going to get out there is if I put myself out there. And that's the nerve-wracking part, because I've so been out of the dating scene for, like I said, 10 plus years. And even 10 years ago, I didn't even date then. It was just I don't even remember the details on that. I just know it wasn't anything significant. So I would almost bet to say that I hadn't had a date after my early 30s. So it's been quite a few years. And I appreciate you saying that I'm a good man. So I do what I can. I am going to start trying to record my church's messages, and I'm going to put on Sunday, and I'm going to put it on audio only, and maybe commentary on that. So maybe I'll switch it from Saturdays to Sundays, where I could put it on a premiere afterwards. That way I can watch anyone who comes in to listen to it, and then I can, it won't be live, but I could probably do that. And the church gave me permission to do so. So hopefully I can get away with the copyright issue, as long as I put the copyright, warning in the beginning and the end of the video. But I don't know how the copyright issue works, in the sense that even if the church gives me permission, am I still breaking that the copyright issue? So I don't know. I don't know how the copyright works, or how the YouTube algorithm is going to see it. But I am going to put in the beginning of the video that the church has given me permission to record their videos. I mean, not to record them video. I could record their video, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it video wise. I'm going to do it sound wise. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to start that maybe either Sunday or next Sunday, because next Sunday they have a new series coming out. But anyway, hi, Christina. How are you? Good to see you, friend. We're just sitting here hanging out. Yeah, Christina, I leave early just because I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to talk about. And then I get nervous, and it's like, well, if I don't have anything to say and I don't have anything to talk about, and people like Angie are busy, because she is busy. She's supposed to be watching her nephew with his fishing tournament. So she's been blessing me with conversation a little bit while she's doing that. Anyway, I just get nervous, and then I just leave early. You know what I mean? So I'm good. I've been doing okay. A lot of stress in my life right now with lack of motivation. So that's hard on me right now. The lack of motivation in my life. The lack of wanting to push forward and do anything. I mean, even this live, it was like I woke up. Do I really want to do this? That's the mindset my brain comes to, and instead of excitement, it comes to dread. And I don't know where that comes from. It's pretty sad. My pup, he's all right. He's growing a personality. He already acted up this morning. And I tried to catch him, but he knows better. When I try to catch him, he knows that I can't catch him as easy. So he runs around the apartment, yapping up, and then I have to just ignore him, because if I don't ignore him, he'll just keep barking. And since I live in an apartment, I feel bad that anyone who may or may not be listening early in the Saturday morning to his yapping, and so I just stopped with that. So my pup's good. And Angie, I know I'm not nervous. I just lack of conversation, lack of what do I talk about? I mean, I could talk about. I can bring conversation in here and wonder what you guys think about the George Foreman conversation, right? My opinion on the George Foreman thing is Derek Chauvin, I think is his name, is going to get 22 months, or no, 22 years. And he's probably going to serve 15 of that. I think it's sad that he is going to get out before his before the life of many of the George Foreman family members. Call me terrible, but I think he should have at least gotten at least minimum 22 years, not just 15. Do I hope that he has a terrible time in prison? Yeah. I definitely hope that he has a terrible time in prison where he won't be able to get away with good behavior. So that's my hope. Because if he doesn't get away with good behavior, then maybe he will be stuck in there for 22 years. But my guess is he'll find a way to hide in his little bunk and stay good, right? So there you go. Yeah, you're right, Christina. The enemy just holds me down. I don't know. There could be a lot of factors in it. I'm going to study it. I'm going to figure it out. Maybe I'll get with the doctor and suffer for probably 2 or 3 months to get me on a legitimate depression pill. I do know that if I do that, that I have to be prepared for many months of craziness in my head until the pill can get fixed. That's my hope. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if that's what I'm going to try to do. So we'll see. Yeah. Let's see what Christina is saying. George Floyd. Yeah, George Floyd. I think it's disgusting. Yeah, 22 years for second-degree murder. That's pretty sad. 15 with. He's probably going to only serve 15 of that. And it was kind of cryptic to me. I don't know if they meant 15 years because of good behavior or if he was going to get, because of mitigating circumstances, he was only get 15. And then on top of that, get 50. And then on top of that, get good behavior. Which means he would serve less than 15 years. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't do the research on that, Christina. I don't know if the George Floyd did get money. Something tells me he did, but I just don't remember the details. Is it my meds? I do take a certain medication that's finally worn off, like my body's gotten used to it. And because of that, that's probably why I'm going to go to the route of an antidepressant situation where hopefully my body won't get used to it and something in me might be broken where I don't know how to, have that peppiness in me. I don't know. I don't know if that's me. I don't know if it's an excuse. I don't know. It's just crazy. Yeah, and you're right, Christine. It does take time to get it right, and that's the nervous part of it. I don't know if I am willing to suffer for months worse than I already do just to try to fix it, try to do something to pep me up. I don't know. It's nerve-wracking, that's for sure. You know, someone who committed murder and only served 7? Wow. That's terrible, Christina. That is sick. You would think a cop would get away with that, but it sounds like I'm not reading into your words there, Christina, but if it wasn't a cop that got away with that, then wow. 7 years for murder. Wow. I'm not broken. Well, thank you, Angie. I just feel broken, you know. I feel lost. Maybe I'm just overwhelmingly lonely and don't know how to break free of that. It's a scary situation that I'm feeling, and the medication that I am on or was on, well, I am on it still. Like I said, is wearing off. Like the doctor warned me. They said, I don't mind giving you this, but it will wear you off. It will wear off where your body will get used to it. And I'm not going to subscribe you anymore. And her and I had disagreement. So this was over 2 years ago. And I knew it was going to wear off, but I was just hoping against hope that it would have been a lot longer than a couple of years. But anyway, it's time to try to move on to a antidepressant pill, and they say that those kinds of pills you can tweak and they can still be safe, and you can hopefully maybe have your system never get used to it. I mean, I don't know anything about it. I'm going to probably have that hard conversation with my doctor here in a few months about it. Yeah, Angie, I agree with you. We all need help, right? There's no shame in the game of trying to feel better about life. Yeah, and depression is not a fun thing to deal with, that's for sure. Well, you won't get better on your own. You are just putting off the hard time. Might as well get it over with and get the meds going. The person I know was not a policeman. Oh, okay. Well, that's rare that a non-policeman would get 7 years for murder. There must have been some circumstantial evidence or things like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the details, Christina. It could have been, did he outright kill that person because of anger, hate, self-defense? 7 years. That's just amazing. Hey, Mama Cat, good to see you. We're just chit-chatting about my life and how interesting it is today, these days, these last few months. Good to see you, Mama Cat. You're awesome. Yeah, life is, my ups and downs, my scarcity, my wandering, my desires. I've Mama Cat, you probably could have come in early and yet last week, but I just got so nervous and just like clammed up. And after 10 minutes of not talking with anyone, I shut it down. I was like, I can't do this. I don't know how to do it. I'm not very good at it. I was just telling Angie I may just do videos or even switch it up to Sundays, depending on if the YouTube algorithm allows me to record voice through my church, so that way I can have commentary on something that I believe in on Sundays. Basically, church goes online. Our church does online. I mean, everybody who goes to church loves their own church, so I'm just being particular in that. So what am I trying to say? If YouTube will allow it, I'm going to record the sound of each message, because it's the pastor once told me before. They said, I don't think we would have a problem with you recording it. But he was very clear. He said, I don't know how YouTube will react to allowing it, because it is a copyright issue. But I can tell you that it won't be us that stops it. So if YouTube says no, then it's up to them to allow it or not allow it. And I said, well, I probably won't record you live like in picture, but I will probably record your sound that way. And we'll just go from there and see if YouTube allows it, with me giving a YouTube warning of the copyright notice in the beginning and notice in the afternoon, or at the end of the video. Am I good at it, Mr. Mama Cat? Well, thank you. That I can go behind. I'm just going to do it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to record it Saturday or Sunday, even though at the end of the series that our church is doing is done next week. So there won't be any backstory to the whole, the series. I'm going to try it and see if YouTube reacts and see how they react, and if they allow it or not. Worst case scenario, they tell me no, and I get one strike. But I think if you take away the video, then the strike goes away. I don't know how it works, but I'm going to try it. I guess that's what I'm going to do. Well, thank you, Angie. You're right. I do sell myself short because I feel overwhelmed. Maybe that's the wording. I feel overwhelmed about not knowing what to talk about. Maybe the idea of my opinion doesn't matter sometimes. It's crazy. I mean, but I appreciate your words there. Thank you very much, Angie. Sometimes you want me to come and talk with you to get you more adjusted to. You're more than willing. Well, Mama Cat, you're awesome. You're never forced up on panel. The option is always there. And we can just shoot the shit, it doesn't matter. Or I can just buck up and try to be passionate about things I believe in. So I appreciate you, Mama Cat, so much. Yeah, you're right, Mama Cat. Building my confidence is important to me for sure. See, I wish I had that I wish I had that gift, and maybe I do. I just don't know how to bring it out of me. Mama Cat, that's awesome though. Oh, you guys are too fun. Thank you so much. At least 2 out of the 8 of you were saying stuff to me. Yeah, that's true, Mama Cat. Most people are shy. I can't imagine the 7, the other 5 that are listening are just trolls listening to this just to try to grab a clip. They haven't done it in over 6 years, in over 3 months, 4 months now. So I doubt that that's really what's happening also. You don't have a shy bone in your body. That's awesome. Oh, you know what? I could talk about. I mean, I could bring up. There's no conversation. See, I don't have a way to drag out a conversation. I have a thought. So my thought here, I can bring up a thought. Back on January 6th, when I personally believe that the Capitol was taken over by the Trump supporters, there are still some wild thoughts and wild theories on people who say, hell no, the police let them in. Or hell no, not the majority of them didn't say bring, the majority was not Trump supporters bashing and breaking into the Capitol. And I thought, if you don't see that the Trump supporters are the ones that did this right after Trump's speech, I don't know how to have a conversation with you. I just don't. I respect wholeheartedly some of the conversations that some YouTubers have about their personal feelings on what they believe, even if they don't believe that the Trump supporters did it. What I have a problem with is doctored up video. There was a video that a good YouTube friend of mine, well, I use the word friend loosely because we don't talk offline, but he's a good guy, right? But he wholeheartedly wants to believe that he wholeheartedly wants to believe that going into the Capitol was not a Trump supporters in the majority, that they didn't break in. So his narrative was to show a video from someone else that wants to say that they have a video proof of the cops letting them in. Now, I saw that video. Because I believe that the Trump supporters did do this, I may have a shied conversation or a thought in my head that says, you know what? I still don't believe it, but I'm gonna struggle through this 2-3 minute video that supposedly the cops let them in. My theory, my thoughts, my desire to fight against it, I just let it go. Because in the video, they said, if you look closely, you can see that the cops let them in. That's the first problem I have. Why do I have to look closely about trying to see where to look? Where is it highlighted in the video that shows me that the cops let these idiots in instead of break in, which I believe that they did? So that's my first problem. Why do I have to look closely about it? Secondly, if it is a video proof that the cops let them in, why is it not plastered all over all over the news articles, all over the news media? Why? Why isn't it on Fox News? Why? Why was it never on Fox News? Ever? Why didn't they break it down? Why didn't they say, oh my God, people are right. The cops let them in. And all I hear is, well, I don't know. That's not a very good defense, in my opinion. I don't know is not a very good defense of why is it that we do not allow, or why this video that proves that the cops supposedly let them in, why wasn't it plastered all over the United States news articles? We love to fabricate news, right? The news loves to follow conspiracy theory stuff in a sense. So my question to you then, if we are going to say, if you look closely, if you're going to use that argument, if you're going to look closely and see that the cops allowed them in instead of the cops clearly let them in, if you're going to use that argument, I'm going to throw back at you and say, well, here's another video of another tragic event in our human life, in my human life. And I'm sorry if this is going to bring up a lot of pain for a lot of people, but I want to give a comparison. If you're going to use a video that says, if you look closely, and you are going to use that as your defense, then I will look at you and say 9/11 was our fault. Because if you look closely, now let me start off by saying I do not believe this. I do not believe this. But for argument's sake, if you look closely, the plane that hit the towers, very tragic. One could say that somehow we were overtaken and somehow purposely driven into the towers. But here's the catch. Remember, we're going off of the word if you look closely, off of these conspiracy theories videos. If you look closely, you can see sparks, floors way below the towers. And what the conspiracy theorists out there will tell you is those were set off charges. To help the towers go down. So my question to you is, why was that not blasted on Fox Media or Fox News? Because there's no substantial evidence, in my opinion, except some crazy nut jobs out there that believe that, oh my God, they saw sparks in the floors below the plane crash. That tells us that it was an inside job to help the towers go down. That we, the United States, did it. Why wasn't that plastered on Fox News? Because it's ludicrous. That's why. Now back to them opening up the gates on June 6th. Why wasn't that video plastered all over Fox News to say, oh my God, they're correct. It wasn't the Trump supporters. There's my rant. And I think, hey, I had a good 10-minute conversation about something I was passionate about. The point is, guys, I guess you're right, Angie, and I guess you're right, Mama Cat. Even if you agree to disagree with me, anyone, not just you girls, maybe you agree. I haven't looked at the chat yet. But even if you don't agree with me and you think that that it wasn't Trump supporters that kindly walked in and it was not everyone, I mean, causes you to think. It causes you to pause for a moment. I'm done debating the the January 6th debate. Absolutely done with it. No one died, or only one person died. And there's, I don't know exactly who died or how they died. News articles, reputable news articles, did catch up and say, well, they died after the fact of a heart attack or whatever, right? When you do news as it unfolds, you change your theories, you change your perspective, you change your ideas as it unfolds. But again, if you have to look at a video and say, if you look closely, you can see that they let them in. Why wasn't it plastered all over the news? I don't know. See, get me on a tangent, Angie and Mama Cat. There you go. Let's see. Maybe I'll come up with something else to be passionate about here in a minute. What did I do this week? Back to you, Angie. If you're still in the house. Well, 6 of you are still in here. I played a video game all week. Just stayed away from YouTube. I watched a couple of videos. But I didn't stay in any long-term lives this week. Not because I wasn't interested. I wasn't interested in it. It wasn't because I didn't want to support. How about that? It's not that I didn't want to support the people that I enjoy being with. I just wasn't interested in the idea of their conversation. I'm not into wanting to watch little kids suffering, right? Or let's do what we can to try to bring back summer, or let's do what we can to give Cash some justice. That's hard for me, and I had to stay away. So, Angie, to answer your question, this week I just played a lot of video games. I think there is more of middle of on that subject. I have lots of thoughts on it. Mama Cat, that's awesome. If you have thoughts on it, I think maybe I was too afraid to share my own opinion on how insane I think that someone thinks that it happened based on the little evidence that they showed. Angie, were you talking about the June 6th on this comment or the 9/11? Hi, Carla. Good to see you. Sorry, I'm a few minutes behind. I'm just trying to, I went on a tangent with conversation, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to talk about something that I'm passionate about. So, Carla, hi. I'm sorry if you're still in here. Great. If not, it was good that you stopped by. I think because you can't believe anything the media says, I don't believe either side. Okay, Mama Cat, that's a good point. You're right. I mean, you can't. I wish we could get to the point where we could trust some kind of media, but who do we trust, and what are their backstory? Why do I trust them? It can be tough. I agree with you. But something did happen. So we got to believe on one side or the other, just like in our stupid community of YouTube, the other side versus our side, right? There is no everyone's side. Got to believe something. What is it that you believe in? In my opinion, you got to believe something. You can't say, in my opinion, I don't believe either side. You got to believe something. What is it that you believe? Angie, yeah, I agree. We live in a country that's supposedly free, and we're not. I mean, just read the Patriot Act, and you can see right away that we're not free. But we supposedly live in a free society. So I'm not very proud of the United States either. Yeah, this country sucks. With what's happening to us. Be careful, Mama can't. I'm watching Nephew fishing. Yeah, that's awesome. I will never support any president that leaves kids in cages. I agree, Mama Cat. And even I'm not a fan of Biden either, right? Well, everybody says, well, you're just going to go Democrat because you're a Democrat. No, I think Biden's an ass too. But I think he's a step up, even if it's a small step up from Trump. It's my opinion. Oh, you were going to Vegas? Yeah, the backstory on how I found out, I was going into I was working at a computer store, or a very small mom and pop computer store. And I went in late because I always went in late. I wasn't a very good punctual person. Um, didn't take life seriously or whatever. Anyway, I roll in and I remember asking if which Die Hard movie were they watching. I will always remember ask that day because I was so shocked. I was like, "Hey, what Die Hard movie are we watching? Is it cool? Is it awesome?" And then to find out the real truth of what happened with the planes, it was devastating. So I will remember that morning when I was there. That's for sure. MSM. What is MSM, Mama Cat? Sorry. I don't know what MSM guys is. I'm a little behind. Do I play Amongst Us, Mr. Positive? We could play together if you do. I don't know what it is. Is that game a prescription? Do you have to pay monthly? Is it free on Steam? Because that's where I get most of my games is on Steam. And right now I'm on. I have excuse me, the Elder Scrolls, and I play a poker game, a Provenance poker game, on those two games on the Steam system. Just started the game. I suck at it. Yeah, you gotta tell me about that game. Is it free? Is it fun? June 6th. Tara Bear, good morning. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind. I'm not very good with this YouTube thing. I'm just trying my best. Good to see you, Tara. She means January 6th. That's true. Mama Cat, you're right. Sorry, I'm trying to reel a fish in. Oh, man, she reeled a fish in. Put YouTube down for a minute. I'm always late no matter where I go. Mama Cat, me too. Well, I'm not. I usually am the guy that likes to be early. I'm always about 30 minutes early to everything because I guess when I grew up, I was subject to people giving me rides everywhere, and they were always either on time or always a little bit late. And I hated that growing up. So it got engraved in my system, in my body, to always go early. So yeah. It's a video game. It's like $5 on Steam. It's free to play. It's really fun and addictive. Mama Cat, I'll have to try to remember to get that. Among Us. Okay, I'll have to look at that. I'll probably forget just as soon as I remember. Well, I'll have to try to remember to look that up. Mama Cat. In fact, let me see if I can. What do I think about all the stuff down at the border? I don't know what conversation you're talking about, Mama Cat. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, Mama Cat. I haven't caught up on the news of today. I do watch a news article or a news group called the Young Turks, but I'm always I'm like 4 weeks behind because they do because I get so busy with other things. No, I don't know about people walking in across our borders. If that's true, what happened to the wall that was built? So I don't know. I don't have that research on that. Yeah, Angie, I like I said, I was the same way. I couldn't handle it. I wanted, and you know what was sad, Angie, is I almost wished I was back listening to bickering again. That's sad. So I had to self-analyze. I'm self-analyzing right now, right? So I'm like listening to the whole kids being caught, being murdered, being missing, and all the wonderful creators who are putting their 2 cents in to try to help society with the situation. It got to be crazy. It got to be so overwhelming that I can't believe that I actually had thoughts the other day. Man, I wish we could go back to bickering. But I hated that too. So it's like you can't there's no poker hand to win here. You can't love the bickering. You can't always love to be in the middle of watching people have kids. So I guess staying offline was my thing. I stayed offline, played a little bit of video game, and mind numbed myself, I guess, right? They stopped building the wall. I thought um, Biden continued with that. I thought the big deal was, well, might as well just let it finish, which I didn't agree with, but I thought Biden would wanted that, but I guess I was wrong. And I do mean the Young Turks. Yeah. If you're not a fan of them, that's fine. That's perfectly okay. I don't agree with half of what they believe in, but I do believe strongly in the other half. So, as far as listening to a news article or a news media, they're the ones that I get stuck with because I believe 100% of half of what they say, if that makes sense. Now, there are some things that I absolutely disagree with in them, um, like the head the head honcho of the Young Turks is an atheist. I'm not. I think I think there is a God, in my opinion. And he absolutely doesn't. But that doesn't stop me from wanting to watch most of what I believe in. So, I mean, if the Young Turks is not for you, then that's fine. But at least you know what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about. I'm in Waco. Angie, do you know that there's a new, I don't know if it's still now or if it's still happening, but there's a new there's a new thing happening. There's a new David Haresh situation happening out in Texas again. It's crazy. Yeah, you and I have, Mama Cat. From what little I remember of our conversations, I'm terrible with remembering things, but I do kind of remember talking to you about our passions and whatnot. Got me worried. So many people. I just can't stomach it anymore. All those kids never stops. I agree, Angie. Um, we have to stop putting our focus. No, we don't have to stop. I think that it's commendable for people who want to do it, to have fun with it. But I just can't be a part of it 100% of the time. I just can't. I can't stomach it. If you can, I have to wonder how. How can you stomach it? How can you get online to talk about it every single day? Is it because you feel you have to? If you do feel that way, I commend you for struggling to do it. I just can't. I don't have the constitution to do that. Carla's driving. Well, drive safe, Carla. Texas government is continuing to build a wall. Now, I don't mean to laugh at that, Mama Cat, but my uneducated conversation there is Texas believes that they should be their own country, right? Um, and I have strong opinions about your failures, not yours specifically, my Mama Cat, but your state's failures when it came to when the system broke and you all were stuck in a freezing world for a couple of weeks. I have strong feelings on that. But anyway, back to your conversation on Texas government. I don't know what you mean. Is Texas coming up with their own money outside of the government itself to continue building the wall, or at least around them? Yeah, you're right, Angie. There is no good news. There is that if we searched it out, maybe there could be some good news in the world. Who knows? We should be our own country. Well, there you go, Mama Cat. I don't know much about it, so I'm not a very good articulate conversator about this. And I could definitely be schooled on it or conversationed with it. But here's my thought on the whole power grid. If it wasn't privatized and they upgraded their system, you guys wouldn't have had a cold front issue. You just wouldn't have. Because it was privatized, in my opinion, people wanting to line their pockets, the CEO, part of your country, part of your state, froze over because the system broke down. And you guys had to fight against, and you guys fought against the whole clean energy and things like that. So I don't know where I stand with that on Mama Cat, but I think that's funny that you said that Texas should be its own country. Well, you know what? There's a way to get that somehow. I don't remember how, but anyway. They are coming up with their own money. Oh, okay, that's cool. Only a Texan would understand. That's true. I definitely don't understand. My nose itches all of a sudden. Angie, I guess you live in Texas too? Or you just agree with Mama Cat? So you are a Texan in the world that we live in. That's awesome. And it sounds like Mama Cat is too. But California has outages all the time and no one says nothing. Why? My question is, why aren't they saying anything? Is it newsworthy? Did you guys have a cold front? Did you guys have? Did California have dangerous things happen to their citizens because of the whole debacle that happened with your guys' power grid? That is privately owned, by the way. If it wasn't privately owned, it wouldn't be an issue, in my opinion. Now, I'm very uneducated, and I definitely would love to be educated to try to learn more. But from what I hear, where is California's issue versus Texas's issue? California has outages all the time. That's fine. That's great. But is it newsworthy? Are people shut out? Are people dying on the streets because of the cold weather that happened? Because Texas didn't think that it could ever get that cold, but it did. And yet you guys are still stuck with a privatized system where the money to fix everything that needed to be fixed wouldn't shut down again, instead of them pocketing their pocketbook with lots of money because, again, it's privatized. That's my question, Mama Cat. Was it newsworthy in California? Was there deaths? No. Last thing that happened in California that was newsworthy was a lot of fires, right? But that's natural stuff. Or idiots that do baby reveals. Those things are newsworthy, right? You and Angie. Oh, okay. See, I got to catch up. Sorry. Go Texans! I would never live in Texas because of your guy, what you guys believe in politically. But I love Texas. I love the weather for the most part. That's awesome. I believe it will be changing soon, the electrical, that is. I hope so, Mama Cat. I hope that they woke up and said, listen, stop feeding my pockets and let's actually go ahead and feed and fix the system so it doesn't happen again. Because lo and behold, your state got so damn cold that it broke the system. Instead of having all that money that could have been spent to fix it. My opinion, uneducated, of course, because I don't live in Texas. So forgive me, guys. And that's good. So Mama Cat and Angie, you both believe that the changes are happening. That's good. That's awesome. Right? What do they say? It takes a tragedy for things to change. Well, here's a new hot topic. If that were true, why is Amazon still suffering? Because they don't care about their employees. And anyone who tries to tell me, well, if you don't like where you work, then change it. It's not so easy in this world anymore, guys. It's just not. Amazon is struggling to find people to work for them because of the fast-paced world that we live in. Therefore, you can get a job easily at Amazon. The catch-22 is the crap that you have to deal with because you found yourself working for an easy job because it was easy to get. Now you're working for a place that is terribly demeaning, peeing in bottles and having cameras in your vehicles or in the vehicles to make sure that you don't deviate from your job, things like that. We live in a crazy ass world, folks. So it's not just Texas, it's everything. It's, oh my gosh, it's all about money hungry stuff, crazy stuff. I know I was there. Me and the chickens almost froze. Okay, well, I don't mean to laugh, Mama Cat. And I know you have pride for your state. That's awesome. But I hope that you are fighting for the change. I hope you're fighting for, hey, even if it's a privatized grid system, I hope that you're fighting to see it changed so that way it can be upgraded to a better system. Therefore, if you need to keep it privatized so that the CEO can still pocket his money, at least you guys won't have another cold winter again. That's for sure. Chickens were playing Survivor Arctic Edition. That is so cute. Mama Cat, you're so fun. You're dead. That's good to know, Mama Cat. That's very good. So I've said some hot topics today. Pretty fun. Maybe breaking out of my shell, believing what I believe, and not worrying about losing a YouTube friend or whatever. Maybe that's the key of trying to push through. I have my own opinions and I need to be strong in them. And if I lose a YouTube friend because I have to believe their side, that's crap. I'm 48 years old and I don't get it yet. My life is crazy, guys. I just don't get it sometimes. But having the ability to conversate on things that I'm passionate about, whether it's 10 minutes long or 3 hours long or 2 hours long or 1 hour long, why not? If I think I want to talk about something on Saturday and something pissed me off either on YouTube or real life, I'm going to write that note down. I think that's a great idea, guys. Am I going to do it? I hope so. I hope that I have the gumption to do it. I hope that I have the motivation to want to do it. Because I really want to have a Saturday blow up session in a positive way that's not dramatic against another YouTuber. That's for sure. Here in Texans problems, we don't want to be told what to do it and how. Yeah, you're right. Your Texans are very strong in that. You definitely don't want to be told what to do and how to do it. You make your own mind up. Yeah. I love hearing different opinions. Well, I thank you. I appreciate that, Mama Cat. And even in conversating about Texas, clearly we might agree to disagree on a lot of things, but I was sitting here worried about what you might think, Mama Cat. I need to not think about that. I need to say what I believe and then not force you to believe it, right? If you don't believe it, I'm not going to force you to believe my side, but I'm glad that you're there listening to what I believe about Texas. And how crazy I think some of you guys are. But, that's awesome. I just having a wake up session here, I guess, right? Bailey Vexed, how are you, friend? We are just having I love your icon. It's funny. We're just having a fun debate. I said a lot of things all over the map about my depression, about what I need to do to change up my internal take of medicine, and then we went on a tangent about what I believe of uneducated or not about the January 6th insurrection, my whole belief system in that. And then we talked a little bit about Texas, and I put my 2 cents in. Uneducated again, I know about what I believe, what happened and why Texas had a cold freeze and people were dying in their own state, because personally I believe that since it's a privatized system, and the CEO wanted to pocket his money instead of fixing the system that was outdated and needed to be updated, things like that. So yeah, Bailey Vex just been all over the map this morning. I love that we're friends here and can talk about anything. No judgment. I agree, Angie. Absolutely have no judgment against you guys. Even if you came back and told me, you know what, Mr. Positive, I almost said my real name again. You know what, Mr. Positive, if you, I love what you said, Mr. Positive, but I still believe that the police let the Trumpers in. I still respect your opinion on it. I think you're a little nuts, but I still respect you as a good person. So, it is what it is. Let's see, catch up. You can say how you feel about things, and if people get mad and decide they don't want to be your friend, then they never were your friend to start with. I agree, Mama Cat, 110%. That's definitely a good thing. Oh, that is a good topic. Bailey Vexed. It is a good topic. I mean, I said 2 or 3 topics since you were in here, but whatever topic you're talking about, I hope it's all a good topic if we have a good debate about it. Oh, that is a good topic. Yep. Hello, Bailey Vexed. Mama Cat, good to see you. Sounds good. Hi, Bailey Vex. Everybody's saying hi to each other. That's awesome. Intelligent conversation is always welcome and a great way to get our own wheels turning about various topics. I agree, Bailey Vexed. Angie Brooks, hey, you know what would be a fun thing to do? And I'm not talking YouTube crap. I'm not talking about YouTube bashing each other because of this or that. I think it would be tough, but I think it could be doable, that we have opposing conversation up on panel. One, I'll give you an example, right? I'll give you an example. I'll get the example that I'm thinking of. I was thinking of one, but that might be too heart wrenching. So I'll give the other one. let's go with the insurrection of January 6th, right? I would love to have one person up on panel who absolutely believes that the cops, that it was not a bust into the Capitol. And I would love to have another opposing person to oppose the other debate. And then I would be in the middle and we'd have a fun conversation in the middle. Is that possible? I don't know. It just depends on how passionate you feel about your debate. Are you willing to hear both sides? Or are you just going to argue? And it's okay to step down from the panel and say, I still believe that Trump had nothing to do with the January 6th Capitol situation. Or you can step down and say, I still believe that Trump had everything to do with it. But we would have had a fun debate about it. Okay, Mama Cat. Brian St. John, I was just talking about something that you and I had a conversation, not privately, but anyway, it was a debate. How are you, sir? Did someone say debate? Yes, I thought about having a debate on certain things, and I need to not be afraid to disagree with people because I'm afraid to lose their friendship, right? Even if it's a YouTube friendship, I have to not be afraid to have my say in what I believe, right? Just as much as I have to have belief that I can be okay with what other people believe and still think that the person is an upstanding citizen of the world. So yes, someone did say debate, Mr. Brian St. John. I love that. I would love that. Would be awesome. Angie Brooks. Yeah, let's do that sometime. That's awesome. Brian's ears are ringing. I know Brian's ears were ringing. And maybe he knew that I was talking about his debate. Who knows? I love it. That's awesome. Brian's ears were ringing. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, always good to see Brian St. John in here, even if he only says a few things. Aw, Brian St. John gave you a kiss, Bailey. Better watch out. Brian, you better watch out. That could be the new YouTube. What is the new YouTube topic? Brian, that is a cool avatar picture. I love that picture. Your shades and your hat, your Indiana Jones hat. That's what that reminds me of. You're on your weekend job. Oh, so you're on a break or something? Well, thank you for stopping by. I'm sure, I don't know. I think everyone is staying crazy late up to talk about the world, about cash, about summer. So everybody's probably sleeping in until about now when people are starting to wake up. So the new rumor, yeah. Oh, yes, Bailey, better watch out. Brian St. John gave you a virtual kiss. You better watch out. The cheek, of course. Oh, see, there you go, Brian. You ruined it. You didn't give us some meat to talk of. Had to be about the cheek. Darn it. I look serious. I love your photo, Brian. Yeah, you definitely look serious. I think the glasses make you kind of corny looking, but you still look fun. You still look good in that. I don't know if it's your glasses or the way your mouth is. I don't know. You kind of look silly, but you still look fun in that photo. Of course, Brian, gentleman and a monogamous to his beautiful wife. Yeah, his wife is very beautiful, and I would love to listen to her more. They should have a conversation that just about their life and things like that. I'm on vacation from my full-time job. Oh, right. So you're just enjoying having to only work your part-time job for now. Driving can only see chat at stoplights. I don't know where you're going to, Carla, but I am blessed that you stopped in to say hello to my channel, even though I know there's probably no one else up and no one else on. Because like I said, everybody else stayed up until 2, 3 in the morning probably, because that's when they can get their most audience during the weekend. When they talk about cash or I guess the new thing right now is summer. Brian St. John, get out of here. I'd have to see that. Glasses match the Scalia hat. Well, yeah, no, the glasses look good on you. I can't tell what is making me grin about your. When you say your photo makes you look serious, I'm trying to study what it is that makes it not serious to me. Maybe it's just because you can't be in my eyes, just because you're a fun-loving guy. I don't know, Brian. Bailey, yeah, I'm sure Bailey Vext is ferocious. I definitely would agree to that. Brian, I am with you. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how she even was forced into it. Did she agree in the beginning? Like, how, Brian, yeah, did Brittany agree to some kind of conservatorship in the beginning, and then it just spiraled out of control, and where the courts wouldn't listen to her and things like that? Because as far as I know, it's a slave. She's living as a slave right now. Question is, did she allow it in the beginning and didn't understand what it really meant, and she can't now get out of it? I don't know. I would like to see exactly what happened with the Florida building. Well, truthfully, I'm concerned about Florida as a whole lately. Bailey Vext, I don't know anything about the Florida situation you're talking about. Feel free to tell me more if you want. Anyone, if you want to come up and, have a two-way conversation with me, my link is up on is pinned up at the top, or you can jump in and have fun that way, or you can just try to conversate with whatever. Anyway, the Florida thing. What Florida thing? I haven't done that research. I definitely feel bad for Brittany too, and she's still what? Someone say she's 40, so she has half of her life still living like a slave in her own world. I agree with you, Brian. Even if she did agree, I think 10 years, she has definitely got her feet under her ground. And whatever happened to let people fail? If it's not harming anyone, why not let people fail? So that's my 2 cents in that. I have so much to say about that. Oh, yeah. Brittany was deemed mentally unfit in the courts. Is that? But again, how? I guess I don't know what conservatorship is. I'm going to have to do some research on that to try to really understand it. But even if she was mentally unfit, she's an adult. How can she put? I don't know. Even if she was voluntarily put herself there, it's about time that she gets out. I think she needed a long time ago, but I don't believe she still needs it. I agree, Mama Cat. The building, I believe, just collapsed. I don't know again what that meant. in Florida. I did see something in the news. I didn't read up on it yet. Me too, Bailey. I have been side-eyeing the shit out of that entire situation. The building needed major work and was set up for 40-year evaluation. There was serious cracks in the pool area in the parking garage. You guys know a lot more about it than I do. Okay, thanks for that info. It was on its own more than an inch over the past few years. Yikes. 149 people not accounted for in this building that collapsed. Oh my God, Brian, that's crazy. Yeah, that's too bad, Bailey. Mama Cat, I would love to have you. I would have a blast if you and I had a conversation outside of YouTube once in a while, just to keep up into the world. If you want to email me, you certainly are more than welcome to. So that way I can pass you the phone number. Brian St. John even has my number if you want to do it that way. But let me see if there's a way that I can copy paste it. And there's not. Let's see. I'm going into my mail system, guys. Give me a second. You had to brag. That's all right. So, Mama Cat, there's my email. If you ever want to just pass it on, you can, or email me, you can. So that would be fun to actually have a conversation with you once in a while. Even if it was just a chit chat, other than keep me up on current events. The sand it was built on and the salt from the seaside may be the culprit. Yeah, depending on how close to the edge of the United States it was. No, just once. Oh wow, Angie, that's awesome! Congratulations, your nephew just won. And he did a great job. He's only 7 years old and he brought in 11 pounds fish. That's pretty awesome. Give him a high five from me. Say a YouTube friend, a friend in your phone wanted me to give you a high five, nephew. Maybe you could do that. Mr. Positive, a residential high rise literally collapsed without warning while tenants were sleeping on a normal night. I mean, oh my God, Bailey, I did not realize. Holy hell. Talk about things that matter in the world. YouTube crap doesn't matter worth shit. There goes my demonetization because I cussed. But I'm not being paid right now anyway because I only have 600 of you subbed, but so that's all right. Holy crap. Wow, Bailey Vexed. I had no idea. Awesome. Thank you, Mama Cat. That would be fun. Mr. Positive, I'd like to do that. Bailey Vexed, I don't know what you're asking or saying because I'm never, I just never catch up on. So whatever it is that you want to do, Bailey Vexed, please do it. Have my full permission, whatever that means, right? Sorry, I had to brag, Angie. I know, Angie, that's awesome. Congratulations. Yep, there's my email for anyone who needs to see it bigger. Positively _ put at yahoo.com. That's the one I use for my YouTube. Good idea, Mama Cat. I think we could talk for hours on different topics. Bailey Vext, I think it would be great. I want to be that guy. I don't want to be the center of attention, but I definitely want help having conversation up in the world, right? And I think I could be part of a YouTube community where it's not about drama, about YouTube drama. It's not about this or that. So I think that would be a great thing. And if I could be put in the middle of that, hell, I'd love that. Thank you. Oh, you're taking your, thank you, Angie Brooks. Everyone is welcome to my email. I will respond to you. If I'm not lazy or if I'm not having a depressed day, I will respond back. But most of the time I will respond back if you actually email me back. Please tell me your YouTube name if you email me, because I won't know you unless you say, hey, this is Angie, YouTube Angie Brooks, or hey, this is YouTube Mama Cat, or hey, YouTube Bailey Vext, or even Brian St. John, my honorary friend, who I have a lot of respect for, even though him and I disagree on so much. I just sent you a short message, so you have my email too, Mr. Positive. All right, I'll take a look real quick. Have a great day, Brian St. John. Oh, is he leaving? He has to. He left. I glassed over his thing. Anyway, he left. That's cool. He's so happy. Yeah. Oh, that's the total on 3 fish. 11 pounds still for a 7-year-old. And he won? That's good. So what does he get? Does he get a small cash prize? It is a bragging thing? Is it a blue ribbon? Is he going to get treated to a small lunch from his aunt? Angie? That's awesome. Congrats. Life is too short is the quote of the year. Oh, I agree. 1,000%, Bailey Vext. 1,000%. I meant I was going to email you also. Oh, okay, Bailey Vext. I would love that. It would mean the world to me. I don't have a lot of YouTube friends out there in the world that actually wanted to reach out of YouTube. So it's kind of a one-sided thing. So if anyone ever wanted to bring out of the YouTube world and have a conversation outside of it, then anyway, I'm blubbering. I'm just excited that you guys want to do that. So thank you. Yeah, I'm really glad that you guys helped me talk a little bit, get me out of the shell a little bit every day. It's a struggle every single Saturday. I won't kid you. It'll be another struggle on Saturday again. But I'm really glad that you guys came in here to, conversate with me for a couple of hours. And this live, I can actually keep up. The last Saturday's live, I think I was dead air for 20 minutes. So I just privated it. In fact, I think I deleted the live. But this one, I don't care if people see it or, whatever. I will change the topic a little bit, or I will change the subject line, so that way people, people can hear what my thoughts are about January 6th or 9/11 or any of those hot topics or even Texas. So there you go. That's awesome. I think it would be great. My concerns lie with the real life issues, not YouTube drama. I truly could not care less. And to find people who are on the same page is exciting. I agree, Bailey Vex. I'm not about YouTube drama anymore. I'm not going to sit here and call out names of people that I think are stupid or idiots in the world of YouTube that we clearly know who they are. I'm just not about that anymore. I want to have serious debate about things that are happening in the United States of America, whether it hits home in Texas or whether it hits home in Colorado, where I live, or wherever you live. I just want to have a serious debate on things that are enjoyable, that we can actually have a debate on, right? I could debate all day long about how I think you guys that Texas could do better. But you guys can turn around and say, Mr. Positive, yeah, I said my real name again. Mr. Positive, you can, this is what's wrong with your state, Colorado. And I would listen to it. I would be like, even if I had to grit my teeth, I would listen to it and be like, you know what? Maybe you're right. Or maybe, you know what? You're wrong. And here's why. I want to have that type of conversation with you guys. I think that would be amazing. And if we as a community together, anyone who emails me wants to say, hey, we should talk about this, even if you don't want to talk to me on the phone, which is fine. I totally get that privacy issue. But if you don't worry about that, you want to actually have a conversation with me, and we do a 3-way, a 4-way, a 5-way conversation, we could. But again, we live in a world, especially in YouTube, where everyone's afraid of, oh, well, what if the conversation's recorded, things like that? Then don't call me. Let's have a debate on text. Show me how Hangouts work, because I don't know. You girls are smarter than I ever will be. Things like that, Hangouts, or whatever technology is out there that doesn't include a phone number, whatever it is. Let's have a fun debate about things in life. I think I agree with you, Bailey Vex. Having a conversation on things that we can agree on, agree to disagree, and have fun with it. That's another way to look at it. Angie Brooks, you're amazing. Thank you very much. Why I can't take that compliment so hard, I just have to. Someone once told me, Mr. Positive, I said it, almost did it again. Mr. Positive, I'll give you a backstory. I went to a conference and I wore a 2-year-old suit. I looked pretty snazzy, right? I wore a suit to a dance that we had at the end of the conference, because we were just enjoying. It wasn't a weekend. It wasn't a week. It was a weekend, right? And anyway, at the end of the event, they treated us, the business that I'm a part of, to a dance. So we all get dressed up and we got specified. And I put on a 2-year-old suit and I go in there and I know I look okay. And I get in there and I start to have fun. And the gentleman that looks at me, he came up to me and said, man, sir, or Mr. Positive, you look amazing. You know what I said after? I said, well, it's about a 2 or 3-year-old suit. He could have said, well, you still look amazing. What turned it around was this. He looked at me dead in the eye and said, Mr. Positive. He didn't say Mr. Positive. He said my real name, but he said, Mr. Positive, if I give you a compliment, take it. Don't downgrade what you said or what I say to you just because you don't believe it, or just because it's an old suit, or just because of this, or just because of that. If you decide right in that moment to downgrade my thankfulness to you or my appreciation to you or my compliment to you, what you're doing is saying that your comment is worth nothing. What you need to do, Mr. Positive, not my real name, you need to accept when people give you a compliment and move forward from it, even if you don't believe it in yourself. Because someday, if you can get that negative thought out of your brain and not outwardly say it, someday you might believe it. That was very powerful in my world. From then on, anyone and everyone who said, Mr. Positive, again, not my real name, I love saying it that way, you look good today, or nice haircut, or did you get a haircut? Yes, thank you. Instead of saying, oh, I got it last week, it's not what they want to hear, Mr. Positive. They want to hear that you validated their compliment. So that whole rant, Angie and Mama Cat, is to say, if someone gives you a compliment, take it. Absolutely take it, even if you don't believe it. And truly, I really appreciate anyone and everyone who wants to be a part of my world, because I don't get that a lot in my YouTube experience. And maybe this is going to be a break. Maybe this is the breaking Saturday that gets me to be able to have a conversation with 3 lovely ladies who are going to come and email me and possibly teach me how to conversate with you where I can actually hear you on voice and we're still private and blah, blah, blah. And we can have a fun debate each Saturday. Hey, let's talk about this Saturday. I can't wait. I think that's going to be amazing. All right, let's move forward. Mr. I love that dog photo, 2 tacos. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in to say hello. Good to see you, friend. I'm just rambling today, but thanks to my friend Bailey Vax, to Angie Brooks for sure, Mama Cat, I've been able to just chit chat out of nothing. Sometimes good conversations about nothing. Love it, right? I have done the rodeo too many times, and I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I'm just. I'll listen to it. I'm not gonna be stupid and say and lie to you all and say, well, I don't listen to the drama, and well, I don't make a comment about how stupid someone's mate is. I still do that, but I'm choosing not to bring it up in my channel. That's all. So that's the extent of truthing there. I will honestly 110% tell you that I will comment on someone's idiocy 110% when I watch a video, but I will not have it on my channel. So there's that. 2 tacos. So good to see you, friend. Oh, I am so behind. I didn't even realize. Let me catch up. Oh, I love to talk about Texas too, with my opinions being from Canada. Bailey Bex, that's awesome. Yeah, I have some strong opinions about Texas. I already told the 2 Texans that live in here that I think that the power grid was Texas's fault. That they could have fixed it if it wasn't privatized. My opinion. So yeah, but they still love me. They don't love me, but they still appreciate me and having fun. I think that would be amazing too, Mr. Positive. I probably ranted about something long. Can we bash Texas since I'm stuck here anyway? Well, you're gonna have to get past Mama Cat and the other one to see if you can bash Texas. But anyway, you know what real life issues discussed. I agree with you 1,000%. The George Foreman. It's George Foreman, right? No. The Derek, I know this name is right. The This Derek Chauvin case, that could be a good debate that we could have for forever. But I agree with you. We need to have what matters. Even if it doesn't matter, it's still about real life, right? So, yeah, I agree with you, Bailey Vext. Pearls of Wisdom. Is she in here? Did I miss her? Oh, you're just see, you're using Pearls of Wisdom's name as my Pearls of Wisdom. I agree. Well, thank you, Bailey Vext. You're awesome. Believe in yourself with 110%. That's good advice about taking a compliment. Yeah, I agree. Someone once told me that, and I was like, you're right, mister. I will always say thank you instead of, well, it could have been this or it could have been that. So I agree. Your suit could have been brand new and $3,000. It's how you wore it and carried yourself. Exactly, Bailey Vext. It could have been a $3,000 suit, but I probably would have found a way to say, well, I bought it last year. It's not the new model, instead of saying thank you, right? So it's all about how you carry yourself and how you take the compliments in life. I get bored with YouTube drama. It's the same BS, the same players arguing over archaic issues. I agree, two tacos. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I agree. Amen. If that's your dog, I'm a little scared, two tacos. I don't know if I'd want to be around that kind of scary dog, if that was yours. I love that he hates everyone. Definitely my son. Aw. Mama Cat. Okay, here's a question I put on Twitter. In life, should you give respect to the facade someone presents to you, or are you giving up a little self-respect by believing things that have no real meaning? Very good question. Let me repeat it for myself. In life, should you give respect to the facade someone presents to you, or are you giving up a little of your self-respect by believing things that have no real life meaning? I agree, 1,000%, Mama Cat. I think I find it common, and even with myself, it can be hard to accept compliments. That said, really, that was a powerful comment, and the fact he took the time to say that you two meant he cared. Yeah, exactly. He could have just brushed it off and did what he did, but he cared enough to say, listen, Mr. Positive, you really need to sit and take a compliment the way it is, the way it's meant to be, the way it should be. And here's why. Because if you don't, this is what you're doing to me with my own compliment. And that's not fair. So I agree with you, Bailey Vext, 100%. Derek Floyd. Did I say another, or did I say George? No, I did say George Floyd. I kept thinking the George I was thinking of is the George that makes the hamburger thing, but it's not. That's George. Um, that's the other George. I don't remember his name, but anyway, George Floyd is the one that we're talking about. Yeah, 22.5 years in jail. He's probably going to get 15 years in jail only. The question is, does that mean with good behavior it's going to be less than 15 years, or is it good behavior that brings it down to 15 years? Things like that. Those are the kinds of conversation that we could all have. Did I say George Foreman? Yeah, George Floyd. Yeah, sorry, don't want to misspeak. You're right. I did say George Foreman. George Foreman is probably the guy that makes that hamburger thing. So, George Floyd. Definitely don't want to disrespect him. He's a pretty he got the shallow end of a bad deal. You think he'll get more time with federal charges? Even as a cop, you think he's going to, Mama Cat? I'm hoping. I hope that he does. I want to see him at least get 30 years. Minimum. But I don't know if he's going to get that. But if you think he's going to get that, then that's cool. I mean, I hope. I really do. I hope so. Oh, pardon me. I'm a little tired, guys. Vumba, hello. How are you? Good to see you in the chat. I like your icon. You're very, very cool with your hat on. He'll probably serve between 12 and 15 years. I'm sorry, but this man deserves every bit. 22.5 years. I 1,000% agree with you, Vumba. 1,000%. He deserves every second of 22.5 years. Sadly, he's not going to get that. Unless Mama Cat's correct, where he might get close to that with federal charges. Vumba, I hope he does too, gets more, but who knows? What are they going to charge him with that isn't a doubles? What do they call that? A double jeopardy? I don't understand the law or how he could get charged more. I know that there's another kid that he beat up, apparently, but that's not to the point of death. So I don't know. Anyway, again, uneducated, no research, just flat off the cuff conversation that I have about it. Hello, Vumba. You're awesome. Well, I agree with that 100%, Mama Cat. 1,000%. I mean, you could break that sentence up in many different topics. But your opinion, popular or not, is yours to agree with or disagree with 1,000%. Derek is a POS, and he did treat others badly, not just Derek Floyd or George Floyd. He is a POS, and he definitely deserves to have the book thrown at him in the most legalist way that you can. And you are right. George Floyd was not perfect. He wasn't just a normal black man who wasn't on drugs. He was, and he possibly was on during that day. So I agree with you. I mean, it's a toss-up. I'm just glad to see our justice system give a cop some jail time. So yeah, I agree with you, Mom Cat. It's popular in my opinion. It's going to be equator hot where I am today and tomorrow. Oh, I live in Colorado, and I think the temperature right now says 68. So it's nice and cool to me today. Last week, or yeah, today's Saturday. Yeah, last week it was in the 90s all week. Oh, it was crazy hot. It's not so hot this week. It's pretty cool. So I don't know where you live, Umba, but if you live like in Arizona or something like that, I can't imagine the crazy heat that you're going to be feeling. It's crazy. Yeah, see, Angie or Mama Cat, everybody is agreeing with you. You know, George Floyd was not a saint, but he didn't deserve to die like he did. Now, if he died with him on his side, that'd be a totally different story. Then Derek wouldn't be in jail right now, right? Because it wouldn't have perceived that he couldn't breathe. Yep, Vumba, you are exactly right. I mean, during trial, as hard as it was to watch, I watched almost 90% of everything that was said. I could not and would not and will not listen to the defense of Derek Chauvin. So anytime that he was up trying to combat the conversation, I turned it off or I turned the volume down. And then when the prosecution came back, I turned it back on again. So I didn't give the defense any chance, and that's my fault. But I just couldn't get past the hate of a cop doing what he did for 9 minutes. I just couldn't do it. But I have to get to my mom's house. Thank you, Mama Cat, for coming by. I think I'm going to end this live soon anyway. Mama Cat, I will email you, call you, whatever you sent to me. That's great. Anyone else who emails me, calls me, tells me your phone number, I will reach out to you and have a great day with you guys. California, thank goodness for slip and slides. Yeah, right, Boomba. Gotta love slip and slides. Gotta love it. Have a great day. Mama Cat, thank you so much. You're always a blessing to me. All you girls that came in here to chat with me, Voomba, all of you girls, Angie Brooks, Mama Cat, all of you guys, Bailey Vex, all of you guys, thank you very much for being a part of my life. I think now that it's been 2 hours, thanks to you guys helping me keep this up and alive, I won't have to privatize this. I'll just let it run. Voomba, I'm sorry that you came in late, but I really appreciate you for coming in to support me and saying hello. Every single Saturday from 8 a.m. till 11, or like today, I'm going to cut it off short, 10, because we're going to come up with a better conversation strategy instead of trying to do it off the cuff. And I think I have a couple of girls that are going to email me to help me out with that. Anyone who wants to email me to have a part of that conversation is more than welcome to do that. I just posted my email right there. Please tell me your YouTube name if you email me, so that way I know to put 2 and 2 together, because my brain works better that way. And I look forward to seeing you all in other people's lives and or next Saturday. Voomba, thank you so much for being a part of this live with us. Angie Brooks, always a pleasure. So glad that your nephew, I think you said, won. Didn't actually read what he actually won or didn't win. Whether it was a blue ribbon, bragging rights. I think he said maybe bragging rights, but I don't remember. Anyway. Peace and love to you all, Voomba. You're awesome. You're right. All right, guys. I'll see you all in another chat. My favorite chats to listen to are, and I'm going to give them a plug, and I hope I don't miss a whole bunch of them. Brian St. John. He's controversial, but I love the man still. He's a funny man to listen to, even though I disagree with 90% of what he says. I still like him a lot because he gives me respect too. I like Chasing Truth, an amazing YouTube creator. She's awesome. I love being able to be in there, conversate with her, and just have a good old time with her. Lovers Inc., another amazing channel. I think that I think the world of Lovers Inc. In fact, I changed up a whole lot of my opinions on a lot of things ever since I became friends with Lovers Inc. It's amazing when you open your eyes to the real world of that you live in, how your perspective can change. So that's what I love about Lovers Inc. I said Chasing Truth already. Tiffany Marie, I don't necessarily talk a lot in her channel, but I do listen to her because I love her passion about her new passion about crime solving with little children. Upstanding lady right there. I think that she's an amazing person to listen to. Gosh, I'm feeling terrible that I'm going to miss a lot of other YouTubers on blast. But Chasing Truth, Lovers Inc., Tiffany Marie. Oh, Molly, I can't not say Molly Golightly. Love the woman. You know, you love her or you hate her. I love her. There is no in between, right? With Molly Golightly. Because you can't just tolerate Molly Golightly. She's not the type of person that you can just tolerate. You just love her or you don't. And I love her. I think she's an awesome lady. I disagree with a lot of everything that she also agrees with in life, but she is a good human being, downright amazing human being. Molly Golightly is. Absolutely politically disagree with everything she says. Everything. But again, she is an amazing mom. She's an amazing wife. She's an amazing friend. And I hope that I can find the ability and the money to be able to go visit her in Denver when she comes to visit. So, and I'm sure that there's other creators out there that I will later wish that I plugged. But those that I named, if I see you in those lives, I hope to see you in those lives and to be able to have fun with you there. And we can't, and another one we can't forget is Shoot the Shit. I love her channel. She hasn't been live forever. They must be going through life right now. But anyway, I'm rambling and I'm probably going to piss someone else off for not mentioning their channel. Carla, she's a good channel in the mornings. I listen to her sometimes. Not a lot, but because I have a morning meeting, but I listen to her sometimes. Carla is a good channel that I listen to. All right. Anyway, $100 trophy and a trophy. That is amazing. Well, congrats, Angie. And before I lose more of you, I'm going to go ahead and end this. You guys have been great. You guys have been wonderful. And I look forward to conversating with you all in email. Bye now. If you haven't had a great day, find what it is that you need to have a great day. So that's what we all need to have in this world, is a little bit more positivity in this world than negativity. Bye, everyone.